Timer set for a Borg cube, and they're all the same, versus the SDF-1 Macross.
Actually, no, they're not all the same.
There
are different types.
Spheres and diamonds, but when we're talking about the cube, they're all the same dimensions and presumably the same armament. Pretty boring. The decor is terrible.
The Macross from
The industrial motif.
All pretty damn scary.
The SDF-1 Macross is
Big.
It's 1.2 kilometers long. According to this, has a bow-firing super dimension energy cannon.
Yep. Is that Wikipedia?
Yes.
Yes.
8 over technology guided converging beam cannon systems, rail guns, and a large array of anti-ship missile launchers.
Macross Missile Massacre.
The Borg cube.
And it transforms into a giant robot.
Yes.
Dataless attack.
Oh yeah, transforming.
So they did do that.
Wins on sure
battleship. Yeah,
That's
he's
what
got
I
a
was
point there.
thinking.
It punches a battleship through you.
How maneuverable is it?
Not very.
A Borg cube is 29 cubic kilometers. So 3 kilometers on a side.
Roughly.
So it's actually quite a bit bigger than Macross.
Multiphasic shields.
Shields.
Yeah, the shields are tough for the Borg
Pitches is
cube, I'd
multi-phasic
say.
shields.
Is Macross wouldn't the Borg cube have an easy time assimilating its technology?
The guy blowing up.
Yeah.
Is it Macross of
One shot.
shields?
Macross is one shot.
Yes,
Macross just does one shot.
But once the Borg had figured out
But it
Macross's shield frequencies, shield is worthless.
well, it's a point defense barrier.
You got voting parties.
Yeah,
Ooh, those are messy.
and then of course Borg's own weapons, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, you hit us with that. Hey, we can adapt to it.
Well, the Macross cannon is a one-shot thing, though. I mean, whatever
Yeah.
it hits, it destroys. So
Yeah,
It's
but
got to hit it.
if they did hit it,
Oh, I see what
Target is
when you
that
take a
big.
look at the size of the Borg cube, they might knock a huge chunk out of it. The Borg repair the ship. Yeah, it's just, look at the episodes in TNG where the Enterprise had to go into combat against a cube. They couldn't beat it. No matter how many times they changed their phaser frequencies, adapted shield harmonics, unless they actually were able to confuse the ship. I'm talking, or to confuse, Locutus. I'm talking best of both worlds. That was the only way they were able to get it to do anything. And then they had to shut down the main computer on the Borg ship. If they it's been shown. I mean, I'm not going to say I've watched every episode of Trek and Voyager that had the Borg in it, but every time somebody went up directly against a Borg cube, they got their butts kicked.
The Borg cubes took down whole fleets.
Yeah.
So did the Macross.
Wolf 359.
Did they have multi-dimensional cannons?
Well, multi-dimensional cannon. You fire it, you damage the ship. Okay, we can adapt to that. Yeah. You have a ship that basically self-repairs.
But the Macross cannon basically would take out entire fleets. I mean, it would.
Yeah.
You're talking much wider than the cube is, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it would,
But if there's anything left, the Borg are going to rebuild it. That's just how they
After you're
are.
hit with that weapon, there's no much left of the Borg ship.
Well, the point is that Trek's writers put themselves into a corner with the Borg. You had an enemy that was absolutely implacable, could adapt to any weapon that was used against them. They were single-minded, single-purpose, and if there were any of them left, they adapted, they rebuilt.
What does the rest of the panel think?
Well, they fixed that in Voyager.
Yeah, they did. I mean, Voyager, you got to find some way to stop them. I mean,
They didn't stop them, the other species did.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm thinking the Borg cube, because of its defensive capabilities, would probably be able to withstand Macross, also simply because it's considerably larger. A single cube is quite a bit bigger than the SDF-1. Even though the SDF-1 is 3/4 of a mile long. The Borg cube is 2 miles long, 2 miles on a side, and
It's not that big, is it?
3 kilometers.
3
kilometers.
kilometers.
Yeah,
So-
3 kilometers, it's about a mile and a half, roughly.
Yeah, so at this point, I'm gonna go with Borg.
And this was your,
And this
your
was my
entry,
pick.
this
Yeah, I
was
know,
Macross.
I know.
But it came up against the work.
This was Harry.
All right. Any more discussion?
There's a crew issue too. The SDF-1 is manned by enthusiastic, but people who didn't build it. It's,
Yeah. Oh, that's
it's
right,
somewhat-
yeah.
I think the cannon actually could make the Borg cube go away, but the thing I remember from the role-playing game, the thing worked very, very unreliably because they didn't understand it. Whereas the Borg, talk about single-minded.
Yeah, because it wasn't our technology.
Their technology.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, I mean, the Borg would be,
No imagination. But
no imagination, and if they saw anything on the Macross that they'd want to assimilate, by God, they'd do it. They'd do it.
They just transport over there.
Yeah, they'd do a sensor probe of the Macross. Ooh,
Yummy.
big old weapon, me likey.
So in the next round,
Borg.
they're going to have the Macross's gun.
Yeah, we are the Borg, we are inevitable, give us your gun.
The Borg cube then gets all these others too. It's like,
Resistance is futile, give us that gun.
All right, I guess
The
we're
Borg
going to
cube with this big gun. Okay, yeah. All right, well, the buzzer went off, so we should probably take the vote. Borg cube against the Macross. Mr. Tomasello.
I guess the Borg.
Borg?
I'll go with the Borg too.
You're the Borg?
I'll go with Borg.
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 Yes.
Borg. Anyone in the audience?
Borg.
Borg. Borg.
Consensus.
Borg.
We're all on board with that.
Okay. Actually, we
like
did not
watching
destroy
the
it.
cube game blowing up now.
Okay.
Which is just as bad.
Yeah. The next battle,